first one is I grew way too fast. I'm very unstable. I bought 4,000 apartments in 30 months, built a property management company managing 7,500 doors. There just wasn't time to stabilize things. Um, and so just be cautious. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Take your time. You got plenty of time. I don't care how old you are. You have time to build this, and it'll come. It happens.
Oh,
You know,
great tip.
I did
Yeah,
my
that's awesome.
first deal was 11 units. The last one I did was 450. So it'll happen for you. Just be patient. The second thing was I was undercapitalized, didn't raise enough money. And on top of that, I thought, hey, you know what? The market is so robust. We don't need to put the provision in our private placement memorandum that says if there's ever a problem, we'll go back to the investors and ask for a capital call. We took that out. I thought, man, this will be a great sales technique, right? Because we'll get investors that'll say, well, I don't want to take the chance of having a capital call. Well, you don't, because we took that provision out. And it was great while the market was hot. But as soon as the market changed, so that was all part of that issue, just undercapitalized. And then I was over leveraged. I owned 70 or 60 million dollars worth of real estate at 85% loan to value. You know what? You should not be more than, you should be 65 to 75% loan to value in your real estate deals. And especially where we're at in the market today. The market's shifting, it's going to shift, something's going to give here. Make sure that you're protected. I see a lot of loans out there today where guys are saying, hey, you could do this at 85%, 80%
Yeah. Yeah.
LTV. I,
The,
I
the
don't even I don't even want to talk to those people.
man, the
So
market you're describing has a lot of parallels with the market we're seeing right now. We had a little really cool event this last weekend. It was an incredible event, but one of the speakers was a lender, and he was talking about how much bridge debt has come around, and it is a monster issue right now, in my opinion.
yep,
The amount of leverage, and also like they're short term. I mean, it comes due pretty quickly. It scares me a little personally, and it kind of, I'm glad to hear what you're saying, because it kind of helps me maybe be a little bit, it's not fearful, it's just listening to you. You've been there, listening to other people who have walked that path. I mean, this market can't last forever, and
right.
so just to be over leveraged is such a good tip. So I appreciate that one.
Yeah, there's going to be a correction, Eric, and yeah, I don't think any of us know what that's going to look like.
No, and I think people are tending to overpay a little as well. So it's like you're overpaying and you're over leveraged. Yeah, the market's been insane. It's been great, but you just really can't rely on that. So it scares me a little. And
Yeah,
so I'm glad to hear you confirm some of my assumptions.
yeah. So the other thing is I didn't listen to people around me. I didn't pay attention to the red flags, the details that were coming up. And when I talk about that, one of the first things that happened, Eric, was 2008. I'm trying to close a deal. I'm sitting in a title office in Cincinnati, and at the time, it was the biggest deal we were closing. It was 187 units, and I'm waiting for $500,000 to be wired from my office. And I got to the title company at like 11, signed all the documents, and the money's not coming. It's not coming. And I can't get a hold of my partner. So finally, 10 to 5, I get a hold of my partner. And he starts the conversation like this. He goes, hey, I don't know how to tell you this. so,
That's
so
not a
what's the
good
first thought?
conversation
What's
starter
the
on that
first,
day.
yeah, right. What's the first thought to go through your mind on that, right?
Oh,
I go, tell me what? He goes, well, I had to move the money, the 500,000 from the escrow account to the operating account, needed to take care of some things this week, thought I'd have the money put back by now. I said, hey, the day we went into business, you and I had a conversation. I said, you never take money from an escrow account ever for anything. First red flag, right? That's on a Wednesday. I said, listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'll sign all the paperwork. We'll dry close. We'll get this thing funded by Tuesday. And I go back to the office Thursday and Friday. I had another guy in the office that helped me raise capital. He and I raised capital. We raised $500,000 in the next 30 hours. We're able to get that deal funded. So we were able to close on that deal. and we gave away my ex-partner's equity in the deal to do that. So that happened. But on Friday night that week, my wife, my ex-partner, and his wife go to dinner. We had these plans where we go to dinner, and I just want to be clear, and I really want all the men to listen to this, because I think this is really an important key. And I never told my wife about business, never talked about it. She worried a lot. I didn't want her to worry. So I never told her anything bad, for sure. I would say, hey, we closed a new deal, or I met this great investor and we raised this money today. And, I'd tell the highlights from time to time, but she didn't really know. And I would encourage people, share with your wife, let your wife know what's going on. But we go to dinner on Friday night, she doesn't know any idea what happened on Wednesday. On the way home from dinner, she says, I don't trust him.
There's
And
another red
so,
flag. Yeah, my wife's
yeah,
that way too. She's intuitive.
yeah. So here's what I do. I think I'm going to be a great husband. And I go, hey, listen, honey, don't worry. I have this under control. We're fine. I got your back. And just swept it under the rug, when what I should have said was, hey, what do you see that I'm missing? Why don't you trust him? Red flag, right? Well, Wednesday, the following week, I go to dinner and I go to lunch with my attorney, my outside legal counsel. And we leave lunch and we're in the parking lot. And you have to understand, my outside legal counsel, he's like 6'6", 350 pounds, big guy. This is really uncharacteristic of him, but he puts his arm around me in the parking lot and he says, hey, I need to talk to you. And I said, okay. He goes, I'm not really sure what's going on, and I'm not really sure what your partner's up to, but I really think you need to be paying attention to things. And I say, Bob, don't worry about it. I got it under control. And Eric, you know what? Twice in 1 week, I didn't have anything under control, and I missed those red flags. I didn't pay attention to details and things that were going on. And it just started to unravel at that point, I believe.